Hi guys, welcome back to another video. This is an interesting one because this is actually the start of what I hope to make a collection of different skulls of fossils that were found at this particular location. I just came back from California, and while I was there we visited the Brea Tar Pits, and it was really interesting. The museum was super cool, and I took lots of pictures of specifically different skulls. I don't think I'll end up doing full skeletons, that would be a lot of work, but I think I want to do, like I said, a collection of skulls of a lot of these Ice Age animals. And I was really inspired by, well, the T-Rex that I did a while ago, the T-Rex skull, because I'm really into like biology and ancient history and prehistory and all kinds of stuff, and I also like drawing animals quite a lot, as you might have noticed, and plants and stuff like that. So I just thought this would be an interesting project to work on, trying to make it as accurate as possible, because I know a lot of, like, some details can basically help you identify one animal versus another, and if you're not familiar with it, then maybe you just wouldn't know. But I want to try to make these as accurate as possible while also hopefully making them look good. And I'm just imagining them as mostly a sticker sheet, but I think it would be cool to do like notepads and stuff for people like me who like fossils and bones. And that would be cool. Maybe a t-shirt would be super cool. I'm actually wearing the t-shirt right now that I got from the tar pits, and it's super cool. It has a bunch of the fossils on it, and so that would be cool to do like a t-shirt or tote bag or something. So we'll see what ends up happening. This one was, well, basically because the antique bison, which is what I'm drawing here, was towards the, I guess, beginning of the big loop of the museum. That's what I ended up drawing first, so not for any particular reason, just because it was the first of my camera roll. That's what we're doing here today. For full transparency's sake, often, not always, but often when I'm drawing in a sketchbook, or I don't know, really drawing anywhere, if I'm not confident that I can fit it properly, like often I'll draw too far to the right and then it just cuts off on the side and I'm like, no. I will put my iPad underneath and sort of use it as a, what's that called, a light box, and just sort of like mark where the top is, where the bottom is, and maybe where, like, I don't know, like where a nose hole is or something. Nose hole? Nostril? Here I had a lot of trouble identifying. I think if I can, I'll put the photo on screen for a second. I had a lot of trouble identifying different features because the lighting was just really harsh and coming from multiple directions. So I did end up, I didn't even like turn off the lights in my room or anything, because I just wanted the highest bits of contrast, so I knew what I was doing. And I used my iPad a little bit more than I normally would, and sort of, I guess, kind of traced around the silhouette and maybe the eyeball. I couldn't record it. Maybe it would have been helpful to, and I'll see if I can figure out how to properly record sketching and stuff like that. Normally I just freehand everything, or like I said, like mark the top and bottom so I don't go off the page. But, and honestly, that might be because, I wonder if that's because I'm blind in my right eye and my vision is like off center. I wonder if that's why that keeps happening. That might actually be related, but anyways, normally things are pretty much free-handed. And you can see in some of my digital drawing processes, I think I have a few videos where you can see where I sort of do my markings and stuff. But this one just had a few more lines than usual, and I just want to let you know. I don't think it takes away from the effort that I put in it. I think it just saved me a lot of stress and time, and I was worried about erasing a lot because you can damage the paper by erasing it, and that makes the material not sit on it like it normally would, and it can look really bad. For alcohol markers, I'm not as worried as like for something like watercolor, but it's still something that's like not thick like an acrylic paint or something. So I do try to be careful with my paper, especially cheaper paper. Like this sketchbook was not very expensive. I really like it for markers, but it's not exactly like thick, nice paper. But yeah, just thought I'd let you know. Maybe someday I can try to figure out how to film the sketching process, because the problem mainly is that the camera doesn't pick up my sketch, and that's mainly because I sketch really lightly, and also my sketches are usually not very detailed at all. So what you see at the beginning was me already having gone over with colored pencil and adding in a whole bunch of details that I didn't trace from the picture. So yeah, you'll just have to trust me on this one. I basically outlined the very edges, the very silhouette, and the eye, and I think probably like that hole where the mouth is, like you know what I mean, between the upper jaw and the bottom jaw. That's what I was having trouble seeing, because against the background it was hard to see, and again, the lighting was really hard. But apart from that, I did go in myself afterwards and like get all the fine details and stuff, and it wasn't even particularly detailed, right? Like a lot of this had to be built up with color and shadow in order for it to be recognizable and look three-dimensional. And I hope I did that. This was really interesting because of the fact that there were so many bright spotlights, and so it made for a lot of really dark shadows. And I was afraid, as you could probably tell from the beginning, of going too dark too quickly, and I say that a lot, I think, in these alcohol marker videos. So I ended up just building up and building up and building up, and I did get there in the end. I think it'll look cool as a sticker. Not too worried about, again, super fine details. Like I think on the cheek, sort of under the eye, I did some like textured bits that up close don't look really good, but if you zoom out really far, you can actually see it kind of looks like the texture of like a fossil, and that was kind of the goal here. There are a lot of small marks that probably wouldn't show up on a small scale, so I think it reads better as a sticker if you don't focus on those details too much. But yeah, this was a lot of back and forth of like lighter colors, darker colors, lighter colors, blending out, sometimes not blending out, some sharp edges, some blended edges. But I think it turned out pretty cool. For a lot of it, I just wasn't feeling it. I don't know, it was not coming together like I was hoping it would. But then I think going in with the darkest bits and this colored pencil on the edges, like always, the colored pencil brings it together, and it helped me define some of the bits that I think weren't standing out enough. One of the most frustrating things about this piece in particular was those gray markers I got. If you saw my Instagram, I went to Five Below during my trip to the US. I live in Japan, by the way. I'm from the US, but I live in Japan. But I was visiting family in California, and I went to Five Below, and I saw their set of gray alcohol markers, and I was really excited to try them out. And so I even bought a little like mixed media pad while I was there and tried drawing a skunk, because I put a poll on my Instagram and skunk was the vote between the poll and my mom and my sister. It was really difficult, and I was like, is this me? Am I bad at drawing? Because it didn't look very good. I didn't even share it on Instagram. But then I was drawing this on paper that I'm familiar with and that I've used alcohol markers on very often, and it did not look good. You can probably see it looked really blotchy. It's the one that has like the black, it's the black marker, right? That has the black with like the gray cap. I think I was going to use two. It's on the side there, you can see my swatches. It's like WG something. There's two of them. It was not cute. It was not cute. And so I ended up in the end, instead of using that dark gray and black, I just brought this Ohuhu black in. Maybe the black would be okay. I'm not sure. I didn't even try it though because I didn't want it to be too blotchy and then have to go fix it. But yeah, I do think this black... Oh, this is really satisfying here. Ah, the blending of the horn. Very nice. Very nice. But yeah, the black really brought it together, I think. Maybe it could have been fine with the dark gray / dark brown. I used the darkest color before the black was a dark brown. But I don't know. I think it just looks super cool, that high contrast. A little different for me. I do like contrast, but like I don't usually use black shadows. And I'm just going in here with my Holbein white colored pencil, the soft one. And I think this also really just brought it together, bringing back sort of like the highlights, like the highest points, sticking out from the darkest points. Super cool. Added a lot of texture there. Hopefully I didn't overdo it. I don't think so. I think it looks cool. And I hope it translates well into a smaller size, like a sticker. I think it will. I think she's cute. I do think with a lot of my art, it does look better as a sticker. But here we go. That's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought. I'll give you a quick little close-up here. Please like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more like this, and maybe more skulls in the future. See you next time. Bye!